Never mind.
Um,
Never mind. Right, let's see. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in cause number M331716. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Ed Alberto Rene Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Sanchez?
Thanks.
That's good. Mr. Sanchez, you're represented in your case by your attorney Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge.
The state is representing this case by attorney Erica Porter. Ms. Porter, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Sanchez's case?
Judge, Ms. Porter and I have discussed the case and come to an agreement. It's going to involve some probation law and some jail time. Mr. Sanchez would like some time to clear his calendar at work so that he can come back and do the jail time. He can get 45 days. That should give him time to get his time off from work. And plea doc is fine.
Let me. Oh, here we go. September 11th. Okay, Mr. Sanchez, this case will be reset until September 11th, 2023. Your attorney is going to be given, your bondsman will be given notice of your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney here in court, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Rojas, you can get your reset. Once you get the reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Danny Chavez Ariola. Mr. Ariola, your full name is Danny Chavez Ariola. How are you doing, Mr. Ariola?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Ariola. You're represented in your case by your attorney Bruce Cobb. Mr. Cobb is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Cobb, you can take your mic off. Mr. Cobb, you can take your mic off mute. Oh, that's, where's, okay. Mr. Cobb, you can take your mic off of mute.
Okay, here I am, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing so, having another wild and busy morning today.
Okay, Mr. Cobb, What is your announcement in Mr. Ariola's case?
We're still trying to go ahead and get him with the people up there for the diversion case. He was interested in the diversion program. I've got to talk to him and see if he can qualify for the diversion program, and I think he does. But I have to go over some things with him so that way he can get on board on the program. So if he still wants that program, he needs to call me, and we need to go ahead and try to at least get a reset to get him on the next class.
Okay, have you submitted a letter to the district attorney's office?
I don't remember if I did or not. I need to go back and look and see if I did that. I think I did, but I don't have the letter right now, so I need to call.
Now, Mr. Cobb, you were appointed on this case back in August 23rd of 2022.
Right.
And so the court is going to give you a final reset to get that done.
I understand. I
Okay,
want
give us,
Mr. Areola to call me as soon as possible, as soon as after this hearing, so we can get that thing done.
okay, give us a reset date.
How long do you want their starting date?
Yeah, I was just standard reset.
August 21st.
Okay, this case is reset to August 21st.
August 21st.
Mr. Areola. Your attorney has asked that you give him a call. You give him a call. You're gonna get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset here in court, you'll be free to go.
Okay,
And you have a blessed day.
thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Next case is a sudden surprise, Steph Stevens. Ms. Stevens, your full name is Sudden Surprise Stevens.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you doing, Ms. Stevens? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Stevens, you're also represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney Bruce Cobb. Attorney Cobb, what is your announcement in Ms. Stevens' case?
We're going to probably announce trial, Your Honor, with the exception of there's some things we may ask for supplemental discovery. It came to mind that the complaining witness has some items which I believe are discoverable, criminal record, and there are some other things which I will discuss with the prosecutor. So
Okay, you say that
she
the
needs to find
complaining
that out.
witness, you say complaining witness has items that's discoverable? It's not in the state's possession?
Rule 508, Your Honor, she has been used as a witness in some cases, a complaining witness, and I have a right to discover that under the rule.
Well, yeah, no, but you were saying that because he's saying that, well, okay.
Discovery is incomplete, Your Honor.
Well, this case has been going on, Mr. Cobb. You've been appointed a year ago.
Well, let's go ahead and set it for trial then.
Yeah,
And I'll just file a motion to compel.
that's fine. Let's set it for trial. Give us the trial date. We're gonna give you a number one setting on this case too.
Just need to
Okay.
visit September.
Yeah.
So we'll get that.
September 25th.
Okay, this case is reset to September 25th, 2023. The trial. Number one case. Ms. Stevens, you're gonna get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Cobb, your reset will be sent to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Okey doke.
All right. Now, Mr. Cobb, I think this is your last case.
Yes, sure. I think, I believe that is.
Okay. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is cause number M3319, excuse me, cause number M331291. Case of Style of State of Texas versus David Rayner. Mr. Rayner is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Rayner, you can take your mic off of mute. Mr. Rayner, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Rayner, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Gelmore. Attorney Gelmore, how are you doing?
Very good. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Gelmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Rayner's case?
Judge, we'd ask to set this for one more announcement. It's our intention. We're going to resolve this
Okay,
when we come back.
let's see. Hold on a minute.
It was our intention today, but he was unable to be here, so we want to resolve it next time.
Yeah, Rayner, yeah, this has been reset. So,
Yes. But we've completed discovery. We reviewed everything, and so we just need to resolve it.
so we're gonna set it for a plea.
That's fine.
Okay, give us a plea date.
August 21st.
Okay, this case is reset to August 21st, 2023. Mr. Rayner, on that day, you need to be in court in person. Okay, your case is reset to August 21st, 2023. Your attorney will be given notice of your reset. Your attorney, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They both will be given notice of your reset. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Galmore, you're welcome. Mr. Galmore, you can get your reset here. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
This is, court is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M332258 in case of style, the state of Texas versus Jason Michael McMillan. Mr. McMillan, is that your full name? Mr. McMillan, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. McMillan, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. McMillan? Doing good. That's good. Now, Mr. McMillan, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Alan Parker. Attorney Parker, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Parker, do you waive a record in Mr. McMillan's case?
We do, Judge.
Mr. McMillan, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Jason Michael McMillan, on or about December 29th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. McMillan, do you understand what you have been charged with? And to discharge Mr. McMillan, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No problem.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. McMillan, there's a set of initials, JMM, on the line next to a box that's checked no contendere, which means no contest. You place your initials on this document. On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification, defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Judge.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, Your
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. McMillan, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. McMillan, before you signed and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Parker, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And state, you have State's Exhibit Number 2, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2?
Yes, we will.
Objection.
No objection, State's Exhibit Number 2 and State's Exhibit Number 1, the probable cause affidavit will be admitted. Mr. McMillan, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Parker, you've advised and counseled Mr. McMillan. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial? And Mr. McMillan, your attorney, Mr. Parker has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McMillan, I'll accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Okay, the state previously submitted an offer to the defense, which I have the liberty of upholding. So that offer submitted previously was 48 hours of community service, 180 over 1 year probation, no interlock, $1,000 fine.
Okay, so that's 1 year probated over a year?
Correct.
No, no, no.
Well,
180
180
days.
over probated over 1 year.
Oh, 180. Oh, I thought I couldn't notice it. Okay, 180. 180 probated over 1 year, $1,000 fine. Plus
48
court
hours.
costs, 48 hours of community service. And you know, standard, let's do that guy. And Okay. Mr. McMillan, the state is offering that you serve a 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $407. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay the DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Mr. McMillan, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month, is $211 a month. Will you be able to pay the $211 each month?
Yes.
You'll also be required to perform 48 hours of community service. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class. You'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this DWI probation. Mr. McMillan, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. McMillan, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. This is cause number M330526, case of style of state of Texas versus DeCoven Coleman. Mr. Coleman, is that your full name?
Sorry.
How you doing, Mr. Coleman? That's good. Mr. Coleman, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Padgett. Attorney Padgett, how are you doing?
Doing well, bless you.
Okay, Mr. Paget, what is your announcement?
It's gonna go on your trial docket, Your Honor. We have an offer from the state. That relate to my client.
Okay, I think, last time was he said it, he had to be here in person, but said it for a plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Well, we were hoping we could work it out this morning. I have another offer right now that he's going to speak to, he's currently on federal probation, so if they're okay with it, he's gonna do some jail time on the case.
Okay,
He'd rather do jail time than do probation because of the number of hours that he's working. And Ms. Porter just relayed that offer to me this morning, which we're very thankful for. But I'm not sure the way his work schedule is right now, that probation could be a setup for him as far as the time frame goes because of his travel.
okay. Okay, let's see.
So if they're not gonna violate him for doing the jail time, he's gonna do jail time.
Yeah, I don't know what the.
Well, it's possible they'll violate it if he
Ye-
does the jail time. So he's gonna, that's what.
Okay, I don't know what the federal stuff is, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
only one way to find out. He's gonna have to go to him and tell him, and that's what he's
Yeah.
gonna do. I mean, he's been doing good on it otherwise. He's set
Okay.
to be off, the first of next year. So he's made it quite a ways. And done well, actually.
Okay, let's see. Oh. Hold on a minute. Okay, we got DeCoven Coleman, gonna reset for trial. He's on the bottom of page 3.
October 3rd.
That's fine.
Okay.
October 2nd.
October
Either one of
2nd.
those days is fine, as long as he hasn't made it.
October 2nd, okay, case is set for trial. That day you need to be in person as well. All right, your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. You have a blessed day, Mr. Coleman, and
Thank you.
Mr. Paget. I think this is your only case. You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Next case is Markland DeWallace Elam.
I got it.
These cases are cause number M333446 and cause number M333824. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus,
Judge, quickly, one of those cases, the 442, I believe, is, I think the 442, is that right?
446 is being
446,
dismissed.
that's being dismissed in exchange for a plea on the companion case.
Okay,
But there's forfeitures of 4 weapons as well as stuff that's right here.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus Markland DeWallace Elam. Mr. Markland Elam, is that your full name, Markland DeWallace Elam? Markeelan DeWallace Elam. Mr. Elam, you have 2 cases. First case is cause number M333446. Second case is cause number M333824. Mr. Elam, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Elam, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Elam? I'm doing fine. Mr. Elam, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Grove, do you waive a record in Mr. Elam's cases?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, in cause number M333-824, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Markeelan DeWallace Elam, on or about October 13th of 2022, you were charged with the Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon. Mr. Elam, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Elam, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Mr. Elam, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? Yes, sir. On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials, ME, on the line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? Yes, on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature? Yes, sir. I also have another document here. This document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document? Yes, sir. And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Yes, sir. At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Yes, the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? You have the discovery certification. Okay.
Also with forfeitures.
Okay, Mr. Elam, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? Yes, sir. And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Yes, sir. Now, Mr. Elam, before you signed and initialed these documents, all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Grove, go over these documents with you? Yes, sir. And did you read and understand everything in these documents? Yes, sir. And is everything in these documents true and correct? Yes, sir. To the best of your knowledge? Yes, sir. Mr. Elam, are you a citizen of the United States? Yes, state, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1? Yes, sir. No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Grove, you've advised and counseled Mr. Elam. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
And Mr. Elam, your attorney, Mr. Grove, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Yes, sir. Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Yes, sir. Mr. Elam, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for plea of guilty or contest, state's agreed to recommend 1 year deferred adjudication, community supervision, a $500 fine and court cost, 60 hours community service, In this case, Your Honor, to forfeit 2 weapons and magazine as well as ammunition. And also part of this plea agreement, the state's agreed to dismiss cause number M333446. And also he'll forfeit both the weapons in that particular case.
Ms. Grove, you was appointed in this case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, the state is offering that you serve a 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. And during this probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $292. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, a reimbursement fee of $15, and you will also be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $300. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you are on probation, is $182 a month. Will you be able to pay the $182 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You will also be forfeiting the weapon. Is there more than one weapon in this?
2 weapons in each case, Judge.
Okay.
That's 4 total.
Okay.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, you'll be required to forfeit the 2 weapons in this case, which is cause number M333446, and the 2 weapons in cause number M333824, cause number M333824, which is this case, and cause number M333446. And the state will be dismissing cause number M333446. Now, I have before me a document in cause number M. I have 2 documents in cause numbers Oh, there it is, okay. And cause, in this case, cause number M333824. I have two motions to forfeit the weapons in this case. And I also have in cause numbers M333446 motions to forfeit the weapons in that case. Now, Mr. Elam, show each one of these. The cause number M333824. Do you recognize these documents?
Yes, sir.
And are these your signatures on the line that is titled defendants?
Yes, sir.
And also in cause number M333446, I have two motions to forfeit the weapon. Do you recognize these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled defendant in each one of these cases? Now, Mr. Elam, before you signed before you signed all of these motions that I just showed you, the four motions to forfeit the weapons in these cases, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And is it your desire or you wish to have the court to grant these motions?
Yes, sir.
You want the court to grant these motions? Okay. The court is granting these motions to forfeit the weapons in cause numbers M333824 and cause number M333446. Okay, now, Mr. Elam, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Elam, if you successfully complete your probationary period, this case will be dismissed, could not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. Now, Mr. Elam, you can talk to your attorney, Mr. Grove, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Mr. Elam, your attorney should have handed you a document that is titled Model Written Ammunition on Ineligibility to Possess a Firearm or Ammunition. I will go over this document with you. In accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you of the following. Number one, you are by entry of order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code Section 46.013, Firearms mean any device designed, made, adapted, or to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance or any device ready to convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Orders for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for person convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code, Section 46.02, unlawful carrying weapons. Penal Code, Section 46.04, unlawful possession of firearm. Penal Code, Section 25.07, violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond. Any family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code, Section 85.026, warning on protective orders. Mr. Elam, that document that you have is for your records. This will conclude your case. You're going to stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Yeah. Okay, and Mr. Grove, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
This is the case that you applied on. I'm just waiting for him to sign the dismissal, and I'll also get you a copy of the dismissal as well. So if you just want to have a seat, I'll call you back up in just a second, okay?
Mr. Elam, this case is being, this case cause number M333446 is being dismissed, and the weapons in all two cases will be forfeited to the Port Arthur Police Department.
Just sit down. Here's your copy. Thank you. Have a good day.
Did it all good like I did the last time. I just started back working like 2 weeks ago. Exactly.
Okay, hold on a minute. We'll get to you. Mr. Porter, is this good?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Milson, we have two cases. First case is cause number M333480. Second case is cause number 23CCCR0338. Mr. Milson, let's see. Okay, Mr. Milson. You here in court on cause number M333480, May 24th, 2023. At that time, you signed an initial document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without Attorney. And in that document, you indicated to the court that you wanted this case to be reset so that you can have time to hire your own attorney.
and when I left, I was working at the time, and I started working like 2 weeks ago. I've been working for 16 days. I worked for Saturday. I wanted to know if you give me a little more time to get an attorney.
Okay,
Cause I was gonna use my attorney, what I got, cause right now, man, I'm going through a lot of stuff right now because the drug case, what I got right now, my mama died 2017, you know. I had turned myself in for some tickets and I found out I had that case. That case had happened in August 23rd, 18th of 2018, something that I don't know about.
okay, so that was you talking about your felony case.
Something that I
Okay.
don't know about, so I'm fighting it.
Understand. So now, Mr. Milson, the case is gonna be reset, but I have to inform you that since you appeared in here last, now see, okay, first of all, that felony case has been reset to August 21st of 2023.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna reset this on the same day. However, you have another case that was recently filed. It's a theft case. And there's a warrant out right now. So the bailiff is going to take you into custody to execute that warrant. And we're gonna set all of these cases on the same day. Okay?
Yes, I know. You know about that right there. They just gave them all those down. I don't know about that. They say it happened in the April. I don't even know about that.
Okay.
So what about we got?
Let me do this here. Now, Mr. Mills, you have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. What that means is you have a right not to say anything against yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now, anything that you say in the court of law can and will be used against you in the court of law. Okay? So please follow the bailiff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be in recess